I wonder what the next announcement will be. Maybe Pizza Fries returning? Nah. Huh. Will there even be another announcement? They're probably going to announce everything in September. Oh no. Look.
Announcement time. Welcome back to another video, guys, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Today, we are back to doing what we love the most, which is Halloween Horror Nights announcements. But before we get into that, if it's your first time on the channel, welcome. My name's Eddie, and this is Eddytainment, your one-stop shop for all things theme park, travel, holiday events, and much more. So if that's your thing, consider browsing the channel and checking out my other videos, as well as like this video, because it really does help get it pushed out on the YouTube algorithm. We are currently also on our quest to get past 1,000 subscribers, and every subscription goes a really long way and is greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, I'm slightly late to the party on this one, so I want to do things a little bit different. Instead of going over like the full detailed analysis of what was released by Halloween Horror Nights for the announcement, which I haven't said yet, it's The Haunting of Hill House, the Netflix series. Huge fan. So what I'd like to do is first start off with looking over the Haunting of Hill House announcement trailer from Halloween Horror Nights that was released recently, as well as then following that up by going over my personal opinion and things that I'm looking forward to seeing from the actual show on Netflix in the house, which that's what Halloween Horror Nights is all about. It's basically being able to live out the movie or TV show that you love so much. But if you are looking at getting a very detailed review of this particular announcement, I'm part of a group called the Boo Bros. If you haven't heard so already, the Boo Bros is basically a conglomerate of creators all on one channel, the Boo Bros. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, go follow us on there. And then if you like any individual that's on there, any individual creator, make sure to follow their individual channels. Just like mine, I have my own individual channel. We cover everything from the East to West Coast and everything in between, from travel, theme parks, and holiday events. Now, there's a couple of creators on there, SoCal Exploring, Zombie Chris, the Nights of Horror, to name a few that have already done a detailed review of this announcement. So if that's what you're looking for, make sure to go check those guys out and just check out the Boo Bros in general. But without further delay, let's check out the teaser trailer that Halloween Horror Nights released for The Haunting of Hill House.
Or you'll never leave. You're about to enter Hill House. It's coming to Halloween Horror Nights. Never go alone.
Now that right there is a pretty creepy teaser trailer released by Halloween Horror Nights for the announcement of The Haunting of Hill House. And I gotta say, I really do appreciate this. This house has been, or this property has been anticipated for some time and speculated that it'd be coming to the event for like the past 2 years, and it has not. For me, this is my most anticipated IP for this year, and it has been ever since the speculation map was released with it on it. Now, what I like about this is they were talking about this for a while as the replacement for Stranger Things, and it kind of is the no-brainer when it comes to the Netflix partnership with Universal. But on top of that, it's also a very unique property in the fact that it brings Halloween Horror Nights back to form. The Netflix series Stranger Things was great at the event, brought a lot of notoriety and a lot of new crowds to the event. But what it also did was kind of make it a more family-friendly event. A lot more of the younger crowd was coming into the event, which is great. But what the event was originally was a horror event. Very scary. The houses were meant to terrify you, not just to amaze you. So something like this, I think, will not only amaze the crowd that's walking through, also make sure to add a severe chill factor with The Haunting of Hill House. That being said, there are a few things that I'm really looking forward to seeing in this house. Now, a couple of images have been released already of the facade and a couple of like the inside looks of the actual house, and I think it looks amazing. Another thing is this is actually the first announcement for this year that is being shared with Hollywood, and it's also kind of the announcement that made us aware that Hollywood was actually happening. I think everybody knew that Hollywood, Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood was going to be happening, but there wasn't an official announcement, and now that we have a shared property, not only does it tell us that we have a shared property and Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood is going to be happening, it also gives us an idea that Beetlejuice may not be coming to Hollywood. There's been some speculation and some things behind the scene that I've been hearing. That's not my specialty, so I'm not going to dive into that, but apparently they will not be getting Beetlejuice, so this kind of solidifies that. We just got an announcement for both houses. Beetlejuice already exists. You would have thought that they maybe would have announced that over there, unless they're getting a separate announcement, but unlikely, I think. So that's something interesting as well. But for this particular show, one of the big things about this show was kind of like the hidden ghost throughout the show. It gives it a rewatchability. You know, some people say that the show is very slow. I think that the show goes at a very, very good pace. And I say very twice as if that makes it any better. But basically, the pace of the show is exactly where it needs to be in order to build the story. It's a terrifying show, extremely creepy, and then, like I said, rewatchability. And I think if they're able to incorporate that element where they have hidden ghosts throughout the haunted house, potentially that could give it a really good rewalkability. You know, so when you walk through, maybe you talk to your friends after going through it and, hey, did you see that one? Or did you see this ghost in this corner? No, I didn't see it. Let's go back through, type of thing. And maybe they change it up so that these ghosts aren't always in the same place. There's hidden ghosts that maybe change and rotate throughout the week. Who knows? I think that would be a cool element that they could add from the show going into the house. Additionally, I'm going to read off the website right now because it does detail something that I'm looking forward to. And what it says is, come face to face with the tall man, the bent neck lady, the ghost in the basement, and more. Now, this is something that I was watching SoCal Exploring's video, and he talked about how they could incorporate the bent neck lady and how they could, you know, they're talking about they're doing it all different. You're going to be able to experience these characters in a very unique manner. And he talked about a type of like suspending a character or suspending the bent neck lady and she drops from the ceiling. I think that could be something that they could do that's really cool. But to take that a bit further off of SoCal's idea is, what about if they incorporated kind of like, you know, at Disney, the Haunted Mansion, when the lightning goes off and you look up, all of a sudden you could see like somebody's hanging up there. If they incorporated something like that, where you walk into a room, you don't see anything, but then a shutter of lightning makes a figure appear. That would be something that I think would be amazing and very, I guess, very unique to Halloween Horror Nights and this particular house. Now, another thing that I'm looking forward to is a grand opening to those first like steps that they have in the house in the first series. Those steps are amazing. They're very tone setting. The tone of those steps, that grand kind of Victorian stairway, really gives the house that old Victorian haunted house type of feel. And that's something that I really enjoy, and one of the reasons why I was anticipating this house so much. You know, regardless of the name, The Haunting of Hill House, and the connection to Netflix, I think a Victorian house, just in general, is a really good haunted house setting and could set the scares for any type of haunted house. Now, those were the first couple things that came into my head, and I'm currently anticipating and looking forward to at the event, on top of all the things that I've already been reading on the website. I think this is a welcomed house by most. I know that some people have their hesitations and may not like the series, but I think the general consensus is that this is a pretty solid series and pretty terrifying for a TV show. That is something that doesn't happen too often. Looking forward to it coming to the event. I think it's a welcome replacement to Stranger Things, and it's awesome to see that we're continuing that relationship with Netflix. Hopefully there's some other things that they come up with that we could bring to the event as well. But it also brings back the event, like I said earlier, back to more of its original form. Something that can truly be terrifying, something truly scary, as opposed to more of like what Stranger Things was, which was like a cult following. Not so scary, but still really cool to enjoy. I appreciate it for what it was, but now let's get back to being scary in 2021. Glad that the event's coming back. Let me know down in the comments below what you're looking forward to. Is this a announcement that you enjoyed? You're looking forward to walking through this house? So far, we have the return of Jack was one of our announcements. We also had the return of Beetlejuice, which is pretty cool. And Puppet Theater is out there. I'm not sure if it's official or unofficial anymore. They announced it last year, but they haven't talked about it this year. So maybe that house is getting scrapped and replaced with something else. But that'll be another house that I'm actually anticipating walking through. It sounds like a pretty cool idea. Another thing that I did notice before we wrap this up is that with these announcements, at least the last and most recent announcement, there's been a piece of merch that's been released with it. I don't have the shirt on right now, but I did get the merch that came with the Jack is Back. And also, I had Adrian from Losh TV hook me up with getting a shirt for me for this recent announcement. I don't live in Florida, and I'm not that close to the park, so I don't have the convenience of just walking in there whenever I can. Last time around, I was in the park when the merch was released and the announcement was made, which was really cool. But this time around, shout out to Losh TV, Adrian from the Boo Bros and from Losh TV. Dude's awesome. Thank you so much for getting my shirt. Just wanted to give you a quick shout out. Shout out to the Boo Bros again. Make sure to subscribe to that channel. You can't get that anywhere else on YouTube. A conglomerate of creators that come together to give you this type of content and give you a variety of it from east to west and everywhere in between. Guys, it was fun giving you this quick little update and announcement video for Halloween Horror Nights. I'm glad that we're back to announcement season, and hopefully going forward from here, we're getting an announcement every single week because the event is right around the corner. I'm already booked for the event, so I'm set. I'm excited. I'm going. But I do want to get these announcements out so I can build some anticipation and also start rewatching some of these shows and movies to prepare for the event. That's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're still on our mission to get past 1,000 subscribers, and every subscription goes a really long way and is greatly appreciated. I will see you guys on the next video. But as always, don't forget to ask yourself, have you been edutained?